Ooh.
Hello and welcome to Wednesday Night Onlyfigs. I'm your host, Mr. Modern Toy Fair, and I am joined by the founder of the Neck Illuminati, the YouTube wife, Mrs. Modern Toy Fair, Jarmar _Games. But that's not all. I'm going to take a drink before we do this one, because this is going to be a long one.
Gotta get that mouth wet.
We are also joined by the man Modern Toy Fair has full custody over. The man Optimus Prime popped and he refuses to stop. The Twilight Knight. The Master of Mac. The three-pump chump of taking this show off the rails. Nate. How you guys doing?
It's funny because that's a lot.
It is.
We just did a top 10 and I did it all on my own and I was like, God, he does that twice.
Yeah, I do it for this.
I'm actually
and then the
kind
podcast.
of getting a little envious. I'm like, I think I have 2 nicknames.
Yeah. You need to get
technically
more.
one of them I double up on because I call you my YouTube wife and Mrs. Toy Fair. So
Yeah, that's like phoning it in.
Well, you need to do some more ridiculous shit to earn you some nicknames aside from just being the pain in my ass.
Ridiculousness.
Yeah, this headphone is definitely. I think it's just.
How long has that show been on? I just watched it for the first time.
I feel like at least 5 to 10 years, right?
After Fantasy Factor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he that show got fucking canned, and then like 2 years later he did Ridiculousness.
Yeah. When we were down at the hotel, like you only have cable to watch, and so I was watching it, and it's all that MTV shows apparently too. And so I watched it for like 3 hours.
It really is.
Nate turned on
like
MTV and he was really hoping for some music.
Yeah, when I was a kid, way back in the day.
Well, hold on, because we got Catfish.
Oh,
You
Catfish
got,
is
And
so
that
good
was
though.
actually on next. And I was pretty, I was pretty into it, but my wife made me turn it off. So.
On MTV.
Oh man, so the chat's got your next nickname. Jamar, the
no.
delayer of shipping his friends' toys at the post office across the street from his job.
I have the power. I like.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Like, note that he literally works right next door to it, and still we consistently forget.
Yeah.
Well, you know why though.
Have time.
Listen,
but like
that's still the case.
He just sends us a label though.
Yeah.
What did I say earlier though? What do we?
What?
If I'm scheduled in at 10, I'm showing up at 10 or 10:01, so I don't have time to go to the post office.
After like you're gonna tell me.
After work, I'm so pissed off. I drive the other way home.
Jesus Christ.
I get that sometimes. Yeah.
No, that is where I'm located. Well, you guys know where I'm located.
Yeah.
So sometimes I like to take Whipple instead of going back down Tusk, because Tusk has worse traffic that way. So sometimes I just take Whipple, and I'm like, oh, the post office was that way. So, but yeah, I like it. I like the layer. It feels very, The Witcher like.
Oh,
I like it.
So next week you want me to add the delayer of shipments?
Yeah, I just want these nicknames to get so long that most of the show is you doing the nicknames.
Yeah, that's okay. Mohor went through and texted me. He's like, we should literally just do an episode where we have a bunch of guests on. So it's just me going through 20 people with like different titles and stuff, and then it ends. And that's it for this week's episode. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to follow blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that would be great if we had that many friends.
That's true.
Because at this point we've got Paige, Kent, and fucking Dave. Beyond that, no one else returns our calls.
And I mean, Kent changed his name.
Yeah, true. So Kent completely rebranded after his episode of Toy Therapy, so I really don't think he wants to associate with us anymore.
I've dodged that bullet once. No, thank you.
That was so good, that episode too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it was just funny that the very next day, literally, actually no, the same day that it went up, because it was we recorded on Wednesday, I edited on Thursday, and then it went up on Friday. Friday morning, I put it up. I sent him the link. And then within a few hours, he had rebranded his entire channel, his Instagram, everything to Kent Pool Collects instead of Kent Pool Live. Because he's like, I don't really go live anyway.
His lawyers contacted him and was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you don't know the shit they talk about on that Onlyfigs show.
It's dirty.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's just like The Boys. It's nothing but dicks.
Nothing but dicks.
Any of your grandmothers still alive? I mean, yes.
What now?
No.
In chat, that was the question.
Psychic?
Was any of your grandmothers still alive? And I'm like, are you going to kill them?
Oh, do you?
No, I haven't had a grandma since I was 10 years old.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hell, I only had one die for the first like 20 years of my life, and that was when I was in high school. And of course, it was. I mean, no one's watching, but it was the favorite one. But
no one's watching.
None of my family fucking even understands any of this, let alone.
Well, your grandma would have.
Well, no, you're right. My grandpa would have. He 100% would have been.
I thought you said grandma.
No, I said I had one grandparent die.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I never met neither of my grandfathers, and both of my grandmothers were buried or were dead by the time I was 10.
Both grandmothers, not one grandfather. My one grandfather lived with us for a while. That was fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, up until last year, I hadn't had any others die, and then last year, my other grandpa died, and now we're down to just 2 grandmas and then a set of grandparents.
So what are you doing to them?
I'm not dying. I moved. Technically, I lived 3,000 miles away from the one when he died.
Oh, so it was heartache. It was heartache.
Yeah, that's what we'll say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, if it was heartache, he was the rich one, and I didn't get a cent. So if it was heartache, he definitely held a grudge.
He loved more with his heart, not his wallet.
Well, no, he left a bunch of money to my parents and aunts and stuff, but not to me.
Who asked that question in chat?
That was Mohorb. he did a layer.
Yeah.
Well, so earlier he did mention he wanted to know Nate's secret because he's only 2 pumps, and he just proved it because he derailed us real quick.
I just realized we're talking about grandparents. Like,
you got me. You got me.
I completely forgot what I was doing because I was making sure to write down the delay of shipments, so next week when I go to do this, I don't forget because I can't use the show sheet.
Story about that.
I'm ready to go.
Oh well, fuck. All right. Well, let's what's the number range?
1 through 10. We're going old school.
Oh,
holy crap!
Mostly because I got tired of looking up like creative movie titles and just went through numbers, straight numbers.
Oh fuck! I have to remember which way. Okay, it's right there. Good. Because I have to always make sure that I do it backwards.
We know.
See it. Do you? Because last time when I did 20, you goes, is that a 0 and a Z? What the fuck is that? And I'm like, we've been doing this for a fucking year. Come on.
That was more of a comment on how bad it was written.
Oh, I never said I had good handwriting. That's a joke at work that like when I do like my weekly like one-on-one thing and I have to like write out all the shit. If we don't do it right then and there, half the time I don't know what I fucking wrote. Because I'm just like, I think that says something about Truck Night. I don't know.
Who wrote this?
Yeah, it looks like someone literally just let like a rat run across with some ink. All right, I'm ready.
All right, this might be hard to see. This is the best image I could get. So,
3, 2, 1, go. What? You have too many numbers. I can't tell what you picked.
Nope, I put the date 6/22.
Okay.
5.25. Looks like he. What'd you pick?
I had 7.
7. Did you think it was 7?
Mm-hmm.
Lucky number. I almost did 7. Almost did it. We would have had our first tie.
Yeah,
that would have been.
Interesting.
We would have had a number off. Holy shoot. That's some high octane.
I'm super annoyed. I don't know what's going on with my camera, but I look green.
You do look green now.
I'm green with envy because he won apparently.
No, that or you look like you're about to get mad. You're about to Hulk out, like you're just starting.
I'm edging the Hulk process.
Yes, you're gooning your Hulkness.
Like maybe because it's the blue shirt and the blue background.
But I've worn blue shirts on this before, and it's also purple, not blue.
Oh, it looks real blue.
Yeah, it looks.
So then it's something with the camera because it's not coming through with the colors.
Yeah,
right?
it looks royal blue.
Okay, well at least we're not recording the episode after this, so I can get it figured out by next week.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you want me to go?
Yeah, you won. That's how that works.
I mentioned that I had this, but or did I not get it? No, I didn't get it until literally after the show the next day. So, on my hunt for the new Apex Legends, did I show this off?
Is it
No,
Loba?
because I had. Okay, no. So I have Crypto.
Okay, I said you showed off Loba, but that was it.
For some reason, which he is on a scale to 1 to
Mirage.
Mirage. It's not terrible. Not terrible.
I think the only problem
is kind of like
his head looks
BTS
small.
Character.
He does.
I like his hand in his pocket though.
Well, the hand in the pocket's weird because on the inside it's just a slit.
Oh.
So
yeah,
his hand sticks out.
but that's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it's still clever. Like you don't see that often.
It's a neat thing because he does like his hands in his pockets a lot. So overall, it's pretty decent. He has this little
Dirt Devil
vacuum cleaner. It's his little drone that slides right there in the back. Only thing I wanted to do was like pose him with the drone like out. So I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
Does it have a peg hole, like a hole in it?
I mean, it has like.
It's too white. I can't see anything. Oh, you're just talking about the things on the side?
Yeah, there's like two little holes there.
I would say if it had like a peg hole in it, you could just get any sort of like figure art stand or something, and it would pop onto it.
Oh, see, I don't want a separate stand just for that. I was thinking of some fishing wire or something.
Oh,
and like
that seems way more elaborate.
Depending on the shelf. Well, depending on how I have the shelf, yeah. That might be an idea. I'm waiting until I get all of them to do something, which is my excuse to, like, just let them sit in the corner right now. But yeah, overall, it's weird. I mean, it's the same kind of like odd things, but I think it is a little bit to do with like his chest and like jacket because it flares out a little bit. But his head, I thought, looked kind of small.
That was my first thought too. Is his head looks small? Right? I think it's just because they probably made the head proportional to the body. And then made the jacket so big that it just looks like proportionate.
His waist is kind of big too, so maybe that's why. I don't know.
So maybe his head is just too small.
I don't buy these with the expectation that they're gonna look good because they don't at all. I think they are all pretty bad. His hands don't look too bad, but also this is another thing that bugs me because this is the hand that's specifically for slotting it into his pocket. The thumb is like super far, like. Spaced, so you put it in, it's got like all that extra room in there. So I thought about like, warming it up and pushing it down, but then I realized I don't really care too much about these. So not in that sense, but like it's more or less of just having them all. Just like have them.
Jake pointed out that the reason why he thinks the head looks too small is because the like chin strap thing he's got.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like the black. I don't know if it's like a
neck armor
or. It's cyberware for those who played Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah.
So he's also got that down under.
I mean, I'll let you be the judge. No, but yeah, that's basically all I have. I just get one Apex figure a week.
Hey, and, that's better than we did last week, where I think between the two of us we had one thing.
Keeps the light on. But yeah, I gave up searching for this at Target and stuff and just ordered it from Big Bad Toy Store. And it's funny though because you can do like the worst packaging. And so I was like, yeah, I don't really care. I'm gonna open it anyways. Packaging was fucked up. Like it looked someone stepped on it.
Probably what happened. It probably fell off the shelf in the warehouse and someone was walking by carrying some boxes, didn't see it, and crunch. Like, well, the figure's still good. I guess we'll sell this at $1 off.
Yeah, I thought, well, cool, $1 off. I don't really care. Maybe not do that all the time. But yeah, that's it. That's your weekly Apex figure.
There you go. So this week I'm making up for last week because everything that I was expecting to get either last week or even this weekend waited until yesterday to show up. So first, and I'm probably not going to keep this in the package just because the chances of me getting 2 of it are next to none without paying like ridiculous over retail. Someone on Instagram was selling these for essentially retail plus shipping. So I've got the Clone Wars. See, now I look normal. So it's definitely something. Look, now I'm like nice and pink and everything.
It's the white balance. It like
the white. Something's wrong with the white balance of my camera. What the fuck? See, go away. And I'm green.
Yep, you're green. There. Yeah, you're hulking out.
And now I'm pink. And now I'm green. There we go. Yeah, so
I sold that here the whole time.
Yeah, I super excited because I absolutely love the old animated Clone Wars, and Mace Windu's just fucking badass. So I am excited to have him. I'm sad that I'll probably have to ditch the idea of doing carded Star Wars figures for this line just because I don't want to pay stupid money for him and Grievous in the package.
I still have those on order. I mean, I sent you my Grievous.
Yeah.
The other two I have on order, and they're yours if they show up. It's just I've seen other people get them, but those of us who pre-ordered months and months and months ago.
Mm-hmm. So here's the wild thing. So like all of these third-party retailers, like comic book shops and stuff, are randomly able to order them and get them in.
Yep. I've seen that a lot with like Target exclusives now. All of a sudden, like those droids figures, people are able to order them, like other companies, and they're not that more expensive. Like Big Bad has them up for like $2 more than what Target had them for.
Yeah, and I'm
so yeah, something's definitely up.
It makes no sense. So this one, because I want to save the other two for last. This isn't necessarily a toy purchase, but it is, in my opinion, one of the best movies of the year. So I'm going to show it off anyway, and that is the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent Steelbook. Yeah, if you're a Nicolas Cage fan, this is the most Nicolas Cage fucking movie ever, and it's amazing.
I have it at the house here. I'm going to watch it hopefully here this weekend. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. I have definitely had a new appreciation for Nicolas Cage over the last several years. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's
I'd love to watch
bonkers.
a movie, but I can't keep up with TV, so I can't make any promises.
You're not wrong. The only reason I've seen this because I went to theaters and saw it because I was like, okay, it looks really fucking good, so I'm gonna go. And it's got Pedro Pascal and stuff, so why not? All right, so these last two, this is technically 2 in 1, so fucking DHL. So if for any reason anybody who is watching this either live or later on, and you're upset that there wasn't a review this week, blame DHL, who decided to just not deliver my shit on Monday, despite the fact that it's not listed as a holiday on their website. Like, didn't even make an effort at all. And I'm like, okay, well, fuck you too. But I finally got in my Mafex Homelander, and he is currently rocking some Canna Beams eye effects. Take a look, he's about to laser some people. So cool. Super excited to have that. Only accessory I'm mad that didn't come with is a little dish of milk.
Wait, oh no, that's right. We discussed this much that I thought it was actually real.
Yeah, no, because remember you made that GIF of me on news and everything.
I'm sure that's
because I wanted a little saucer of milk and the little head sculpt with his tongue out. So I'm very sad about that. This next one though, hands down, comes with the best accessory and action figures ever come with, and Jarmar already knows. Nate doesn't because he doesn't watch the show.
That's from you. That's high praise.
Yes. So I also have Butcher, and he's got the little laser eye baby.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so he's silly. Just get there and close. He's got the little lasers.
Yeah, from far away with the white balance, he kind of looked like Dracula.
Just holding a baby.
I don't know why. It's so funny though.
That would be funny. Just have Dracula with a little baby.
That's a large baby.
That is, yeah. He's a fucking hefty one. Also, super weird that he has a specific set of hands to hold the baby, and it has a peg that plugs into the baby's butt.
Well, I mean that's the only way to hold a baby. I know you haven't had a child, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
You don't remember being plugged because
no, I don't remember someone putting a fucking pink in the stink when they were holding me as a baby.
That's why
you
all your
grew up having sugar in your Easy Mac. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
It wasn't Easy Mac first off. Easy Mac is disgusting.
It was a difficult Mac.
But it wasn't Easy Mac.
This is also not Easy Mac.
Is his hand like a peg?
So yeah, here I'll take it off and show you.
It looks like he's holding. I thought he was holding it by the neck.
He's got a little peg on there. You can kind of barely see because despite the fact that it will white balance on its own, it won't fucking focus on its own. Yeah, see, so it doesn't matter. But he's got a little peg, and the baby's got just a little hole in his butt.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So
that's not problematic at all.
Nope. I mean, granted, the show's pretty problematic, so I feel like also trying to get him to, because he doesn't, like, that hand isn't enough to hold the baby up on its own because it's not a tight fit, surprisingly. So like you have to like
a baby's butt wasn't that tight. That's weird.
That made it so weird. The joke was fine.
But so you have to like position his hand, and half the time it just looks like he's choking the baby out.
Yep.
So he's got a peg in his butt and he's choking the baby out. Like that's the boys in a nutshell.
Got to get the job done. That's all, by any means necessary.
You guys should start your own comic book shop. I'd love to. If you started a no, it wasn't. No, fuck Jake. If you started a comic book shop, what would you guys name it? Probably Modern Toy Fair. I don't know. Or realistically, we'd say fuck comics because as much as I love them, there's a dying medium. We would just do a collectible shop, and it'd be motherfucking Onlyfigs.
No collect.
Right. That's right.
That's funny. Look, I mean, you'd have a small section for comic books. Maybe not like an archive, but maybe you just have like weeklies, you know, just like
no, because then you get a fucking backlog of shit that people didn't buy, and then you don't have room. Trust me.
But you just run like only like specific issues. You know, like
you can't. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like I get where you're going,
profit,
but it doesn't.
Just more of like,
not for profit.
I don't know.
Do you not understand what a
fantasy world? And we're opening up a comic shop. I'm assuming we're all super rich.
So you're just like, fuck it, we'll just have some comics on display. They're not actually for sale. At that point, we don't even need to get a distributor. We just go to the fucking comic book shop down the road and get
that was really what it was. I just wanted to get comics for the cheaper price.
Oh,
like distributor
so
price.
you just didn't want to
that I'm interested in.
Hey, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Jake chimed in, hey man, it's just because I moved 2,300 miles away. And I'm like, yeah, after 3 years.
Where does he live now?
He lives in Miami Vice.
Oh wow.
Yes, comic book shop owners are all super rich. Ha, that's I get that's a good joke.
Rich with
they're rich with being middle-aged and usually, you know, a little out of touch.
Do you mean racist?
I didn't want to say it.
Gonna say white.
I was trying not to go that far. I was like,
I already knew what you were referring to, though. That's why
I know. There's a very specific comic book shop back in Ohio that where some very questionable words are spoken.
I could name like 12.
Questionable words or comic book shops where these happen?
I don't know if you can name 12 comic book shops in Canton.
Yeah.
That's not possible.
I can't tell if you didn't hear the question.
Back in the 2000s, I could.
Yeah.
There was a lot. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Another question?
Side road us again.
Yeah, two pumps. That's all you get. So, Nate, it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Like I have... All right. So, first thing I want to show off. So this is the
one of these times I'm gonna actually fall for it.
I mean, we almost fell for it the first time.
So here's the thing. I think I figured out why. Because
you bought
I didn't know I did that.
Okay, so at least it was a legitimate thing.
Yeah, I did buy this that week. But I didn't realize that I had already shown it the week before.
That's fucking funny because that makes that entirely better now. Because like we was like, listen, old man, you already told us about that. We questioned the creepy sexualized teenager.
Well, the thing is, we didn't realize the other one was in a box.
Yeah, we didn't realize the other one was in a fancy protector. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Those are expensive and they're out of stock everywhere. So I can't get new ones right now. I'll show you the things I actually purchased this week because I actually did a lot of trading kind of thing going on this week. So I got a couple things from Amazon. They're all from the CGI
Sorry, I'm reading chat. Ignore me.
Okay.
You are you seeing it too, Jarmar?
No, I just saw you laugh, and I'm like, what is happening?
Go on, Nate. I'm sorry. Please don't yell at me.
That's all right.
Please don't go full daddy and yell at me.
No, I'm not. I'll wait until But I got these from Amazon. I ordered them, and they came quickly because I haven't seen them in stores. And these are all from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the Netflix CGI series. But I got Mosquitra.
What the fuck?
Yep.
I thought that was gonna be like from one of those like Japanese mech like cartoons.
Yeah.
What's the one Xeno something?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't remember what it is, but I know what you're saying.
It's like Xeno Evangelion or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a little gender flip. It's normally a Mosquitor, so this is Mosquitra, and she's cool. These remind me a lot of the 2012 Playmates Ninja Turtle line. There's okay articulation and then limited paint apps. Like the sculpts are there, but the paint apps are light, if at all. We're mostly talking about molded plastic, in certain colors. Is pretty much what we're getting. But it's fine. The prices are low, and it works well with the designs. The next one I have Triclops.
Okay.
Which I like quite a bit. I think he looks pretty good. He's got these cool little tubes on his back, which these are
I was going to ask why his dreads were tied to his wrists. I thought it was just like a kinky thing.
Yeah, who knows? And then, so these are normally carded with bubbles and all that good stuff. And then I ordered Beastman on Amazon, and I think I ordered the wrong thing because it came in a box like this. And I don't know if he's supposed to be a different scale or what, but he's way bigger, but I like it. And because Beastman should be bigger.
Well,
so here's Beastman.
That looks more like Kitty Cat Man than Beastman. And
so there's Triclops next to him. So, Beastman is significantly bigger. But I like the fact that he's way bigger. I don't know if the regular one is going to be this big or not, but I don't care. I'm keeping this one. I like this one.
That's cool.
So
my question is, these are all just existing names of characters already, right?
Yes.
So because the Mosquitra,
I
thought that's cool. They're coming up with new stuff, but it's not. So they actually have already created all of the possible combinations of names to where there's it's just kind of mind-blowing how either advanced they were when they were coming up with the names or how ridiculous they were that they're we can't come up with anything else more ridiculous than this. That makes sense.
I also got Stratos, but I have no idea where I put him.
Did you put him in the stratosphere?
Maybe. I forgot to show that Mosquitra came with an accessory. It's like a fiery mask.
Bigger?
Yeah, I don't really know.
It gives me a Ronin, a warrior kind of thing vibe.
Yeah, that or maybe Pyramid Head from Silent Hill.
Yeah.
So I traded some Lego to a good buddy of mine, and he in an effort to trade, he bought me a bunch of stuff on Hasbro's sale.
Oh, nice.
A couple weeks ago. So I haven't opened these all up yet. Well, I haven't opened them up at all, but I did get the Transformers Legacy Select. This is Lift Ticket.
Wait, say the name again?
Lift Ticket?
Lift Ticket. Yep.
Oh, Lift Ticket.
Yeah. So I believe he's a Japanese exclusive character originally. I wasn't going to get it, but he was like, hey, do you want anything from the sale? So I was like, I'll take this. And then I also got Wong because he was 40% off. So kind of goes with my buying them on cheap. And then I also got another Navarro playset from The Mandalorian. I just don't have it down here, but I already showed it off before. So now I have two of those. So I can add to the walls and good stuff like that. And then he brought down some more stuff down to the shop down at Happy Pappy's Action Figure Extravaganza at 135 6th Street, Northwest Canton, Ohio. And then he did some trading because he didn't think what I gave him. He thought what I gave him was too much for what he gave me. So he did some trading and got these for me. So I have a vintage collection Jar Binks here from the Phantom Menace. So this is a 1.0. So this is a tougher one, and it is unpunched, as you can see there.
Well then.
So snazzy, nice looking figure, even though it's Jar Jar. It's pretty cool looking. And then I also got the Nikto Skiff Guard from Return of the Jedi, also unpunched. This was an expensive one, so the fact that I got to trade for it was awesome because I did not want to do that. And then another friend of mine did a trade, so I was able to get Anakin, also from the Phantom Menace, little boy Anakin with his little mascara on.
Oh no!
I find it more weird that all the accessories he comes with, considering he was like seen in that for 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is for you to fill in the imagination, Michael, after the movie is over. What kind of adventures does Obi-Wan and Anakin have immediately?
I have to assume he puts that helmet on. He's like, this is fucking stupid. I feel like an idiot. I'm going to murder all the children in 20 years because I hate this helmet so much.
Yeah, it was only
I don't
like
want them to have to go through it.
Yeah, I want to put them all out of their misery.
And then finally, this was one I'd been wanting for a while. I'm so close to actually finishing up an Attack of the Clones subset. But this is the Clone Trooper from Attack of the Clones. So I think all I need is... I think I need a Super Battle Droid and Kit Fisto, who is very expensive. So
that's surprising, considering like he's not like a big character, at least not in the movies.
Yeah, sometimes it's those random ones. Probably like one of the more other expensive. Like, well, the Nikto is really expensive, and then there's another skiff guy who's really pricey too, and then there's just like a random clone trooper are really expensive, and then a random like a Gungan warrior is pretty pricey too. So
Jake says that's because Kit Fisto is fucking badass. But I want to know the question here for you then, Jake, is if he's so badass, what's badass about him? Because he was seen on the Jedi Council. You then see him get fucking his ass whooped by a 102-year-old man. And unless he had some really cool moments in the Clone Wars, I don't recall much else.
Yeah, in your little cartoon Clone Wars, he has that fucking sweet underwater battle.
True.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
On that.
But that's not canon anymore.
No. But he's cool, and because he smiles. Like, he pushes Super Battle Droids away in Attack of the Clones, and is just like...
Hey. I can just imagine him as, like, one of those... like in any anime, how they always have that like one like super buff macho guy who like beats people up and then smiles all smug afterwards.
Yep,
that's the Gaston of the group.
Yep. And then there's like a random like there's a Nikto Jedi. Oh, that's one I still need. The Nikto Jedi from Attack of the Clones. He's also expensive. Is that? I don't even remember his name, but he's the same race, alien species or whatever as this guy, but he's a Jedi.
Oh. I don't recall ever seeing that before.
Yeah, it's in Attack of the Clones, but it's, not like super memorable.
Jake must be getting his stuff from like the old like extended universe stuff, because he said dude made his own modulating lightsaber so it would work underwater, but the only time he was underwater was in that cartoon, and they didn't really go into depth about him doing anything special with his lightsaber.
It might have been in Clone Wars. I don't remember, or I didn't get to it because I still haven't finished it. I actually I still have the last season to watch.
I never started it, but I finished it.
Oh, okay.
Because I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and I was like, "This isn't my Clone Wars," and got mad and turned it off. And then 10 years later, I watched the last episode just because of everything that was in it. I was like, okay, I want to see this.
You could honestly just start in season 3 and be good. Like season 1 and 2 is a lot of filler, and they don't really find their. I don't really think they find their footing until season 3.
We are Dragon Ball fans, sir. Dragon Ball Z is nothing but filler. Like we are used to that.
I'm just saying. Like
that
a lot
is not an exaggeration.
I hated the movie. Like the movie that came out, that started it all, and like so it made like the first season is a lot of that. Ahsoka being pretty annoying, So like, I don't really think that you have to watch the first season, but if you want to, it's a really good show.
Isn't there? I feel like we talked about like the guide to like watching.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it starts around like season 3.
Yeah,
like there's a couple episodes out of each one, and yeah.
Let me ask you this. Well, I guess I'm more asking Jarmar than Nate, because I assume Jamar's probably further in it than you are, and I don't know how far Nate is. Did you get to like the last season in Clone Wars?
I mean close to the last. I haven't watched the last season.
Okay, so you've at least so do they at least make Grievous a badass, or is he still a fucking bitch?
Not like they do in
the fucking animated. Oh my god, it pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. I don't get that choice, but whatever.
And also the fact they got rid of fucking Durg or whatever his name was.
Cad Bane replaced Durg,
which
basically.
Is fucking bullshit.
Let's
replace this big fucking cool badass like bulky guy who's basically Lobo but less humorous, and with this fucking skinny ass bitch who thinks he's fucking a Western.
Yeah, that guy's way cooler. Sorry, he is. He's way cooler.
But he didn't have a cool ass speeder bike.
Awesome. Yeah, he did.
Not as cool as fucking Durg.
You don't know. You didn't see it. Cad Bane is out of it by the time you watched what you watched. He lives in Star Wars. He lives to be like a super old man. Because when you see him in Book of Boba Fett, he's old.
Oh yeah. I have to assume he's still
weird. That's
still alive.
That happened.
Probably.
Wait, from after Boba Fett?
Probably. I'm sure they'll bring him back.
There's no way. There's no way.
That was such a bitch way for him to go out if that's the case.
It's still cool for Boba Fett to be the one to take him out, though, because there's a whole thing with him and Boba Fett.
Yeah, because didn't he train him?
Yeah, he's around him, yeah. I guess stuff's pretty cool. That's in Season 2. So the Season 2 stuff's all right, I guess. There's a lot of bounty hunter stuff in Season 2.
Well, they had to jump through so many hoops to not have Obi-Wan and Grievous meet for 6 seasons of the show.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's not like in Revenge of the Sith they were like, oh, for our first time we meet him, he fucking goes, oh, General Kenobi.
Yeah, no, not Kenobi and Grievous, but Anakin and Grievous. Because that's exactly what happens. Basically, they meet on the bridge of his ship, and Anakin goes, "Oh, I thought you'd be taller."
Oh,
like they'd never seen each other before. So yeah, they had to go through like hoops to keep them separated. Like Ahsoka fought him on her own once. The closest they ever got is like they were like in their ships, and they could see each other, but that was it. I think that's kind of why Grievous falls off after a while, because he's not really the main. He is the main villain at first, and then he gets kind of shuffled away.
That's a Star Wars, man. Every time they get a really cool fucking villain, they just.
Well, I mean, they use him for like 3 seasons, so it's not like they didn't use him at all. But they get on to cooler stuff.
But do they really use him for anything? Like, is he like used as a badass at all, or is it just he's there? Are we talking like episode 1 where he's just sitting there fucking negotiating with the Trade Federation, the fucking terms and conditions of and shit?
I mean, there's a reason they brought back Darth Maul. Because they needed somebody who was awesome.
Grievous is awesome. Fuck, he's got 4 arms and he's fucking goes around killing Jedis and taking their fucking lightsabers.
Hey man, calm down. We all get burnt by Star Wars villains that don't end up doing shit that we love. So,
Captain Plasma or Phasma.
Yeah, Captain Phasma. I mean, we could argue Boba Fett. We could argue Darth Maul until he was brought back to life. And
I mean, Darth Maul at least had like a really fucking cool 10 minutes. I feel like
he did.
Most of the other ones that we've mentioned didn't really get their
I mean, that fight with Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith is pretty cool. And the chase, I like that.
I think my problem is the fact that the chase is longer than the fight is my problem.
That's still my least favorite Star Wars movie, and I got to give them credit for that. So
that's a lot of choreography. I can not fault them for doing that, making it short. But we're forgetting Snoke. Like, That was,
oh my god,
that was one of the coolest things, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yep, and they're like, we're gonna finally reveal who he is, and dead.
But the thing is, though, it was so shocking and done so well that I was like stunned, but then also like, oh my god, that's amazing, because nobody saw that coming.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, it definitely was a great. It was a very well done surprise.
Through the second movie,
but I was still so very pissed.
I was like, I feel like I deserve to know more,
right?
But like, if you like, but my defense on that has always been like, what did you know about the Emperor by the end of Return of the Jedi? Nothing.
That's fair.
Nothing. He was an old, wrinkly guy in a robe, and he was the boss. That's all we knew.
That's a good defense. I like the movie, by the way. I'm positive camp for
right.
the movie. But
no, I'm just saying.
We're at this point where there's like thousands of hours of, Star Wars property.
Especially because all the other Star Wars properties have been built around expanding on what was already known, rather than
should have learned, like, from
right.
those
But I think that we sometimes forget. We don't, and that's the other thing too, because people were so mad about certain things about Obi-Wan, and like next week or the week after it was made clear, and it's like, can't you people just wait for the story to be told and not have to know everything right away? I don't know. It bugs me. It really bugs me.
Cool.
And it was.
He was cool. I don't know why.
He was
gone.
We'll probably get more of. We'll see Snoke again.
Will we?
Oh yeah, they're gonna start filling in those gaps.
But
just like Clone Wars did for the prequels, we're gonna start seeing some gaps filled.
So you're talking about between Last Jedi and Rise, is what you're saying? Is when the
I'm talking about gaps between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, from Force Awakens to this Last Jedi to Rise of Skywalker, all that shit.
Well, technically,
there's a lot of holes that can be tied together.
Didn't they just kind of gloss over and explain that he was a failed clone of the Emperor?
Right, but we're gonna find out more of that, I think.
Okay.
So we have to.
Was there more?
And there's more
than one,
because there's more going on there. Because that was a clone. Apparently, the father of Rey was a clone. So, what were their differences? What happened with them? What was the experiment? There's so much cool stuff that can be told in there. Like, I don't totally write those movies off. Like, there's a lot there that we can take from. Again, this is one of those things. We have to have everything right now. But look at how much, you don't really know, but you've heard, there's so much cool stuff done in the Clone Wars that just fills in so much gaps between episodes 2 and 3 especially, or even in between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. So where I don't really love those movies, I love all the ancillary material that fills in those gaps. And I think we'll eventually get that.
Jake claims Snoke and Rey's dad weren't clones. First, I mean, I don't think Rey's dad was clone. I think he was a legitimate son, because I thought he said that he called him his son. He didn't
Sheev did not fuck, man. It was a clone.
But here's the thing: he didn't fuck Anakin's mom, but he took credit for impregnating her.
That's true, but that was never confirmed.
I mean, it was confirmed enough for me to argue that Rey and Kylo are kissing cousins.
No. But
and I mean, could you blame her?
Here's the thing.
But yeah.
Here's the thing. Historically, Star Wars beats you over the head with stuff. So if people try to tell me that, well, and you can do that because I do that too, but you can't tell me that that's the canon. It can be your canon. That's fine. But it's not canon if it's not told to us. I mean, they literally told us that Anakin and Padme were in love. Okay? Literally told us this. There's no room for allegory or subtlety.
So let's.
I'm sorry.
Well, I agree. I feel like that was the pre-Disney days when they beat us over the head with it. I feel like Disney days they haven't been nearly as you're stupid. We need to make sure you understand as George Lucas was.
Well, and that's I agree. But when you make 3 movies that don't really go together, you do need to fill in some gaps with story.
I agree. They need to fill in the gaps, but I'm just saying that I don't think that they were going to be like, oh, we need to make sure that Snoke says the words, I am a clone, for them to understand that.
No.
I thought, maybe I just read something, and I thought for sure that it was said that he was...
It was alluded to, the fact that he was in those...
the tubes.
Like in the tubes at Exegol.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, because
Jacob might be right. I don't know, but there's a story to be told there. We need to fill in those gaps, and I think we will get those.
No, Jake, he 100% wasn't. He's saying that Rey's dad had Palpatine's spirit inside him or something like that, and I'm like that wouldn't work because unless they are completely just.
Well, no, because that's what he wanted to do with Rey.
Yeah, but he'd have to. But would he be able to then go inside that guy and he would fuck someone and then he'd just be like, all right, I'm out, like a fucking ghost possessing someone?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point.
Because in the Dark Empire books, like that's what he does is he has the chamber of all the cloned Palpatines, and every time he dies, he just passes himself into the next one.
Yep.
And it's not like a temporary thing. It's this is my body now. So I mean, I guess it's Disney. They can do what the fuck they want, but I feel like they didn't really establish that as a thing. Because
and that's what and that's my thing too. We need more. We need more.
So he also says that Snoke is of the Standcast race. Well, Standcasts are genetically modified. Well, I mean, realistically, that could just mean that during the cloning process, they were messing around with other DNA types to try to perfect it. Because clearly, if he's just trying to use whatever, scrapes they can take under his fingernails, it's not going to do much for him if it's not working.
Is this canon somewhere? Because I mean, I'm asking.
He says that in the there's a couple of the books that have Snoke in them, where he's popped up, and they've like discussed it. So I assume since it's a newer book that it's canon because that's how Disney's working.
Well, yeah, Snoke wouldn't have been around beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that like Snoke then was like? Did he not have the like? Where was he getting his force ability? Because like.
See,
I'm the one that's assuming that he was communicating Rey and Kylo.
He was.
Yeah,
he was.
That was
the whole thing.
Took credit
if he's not like if he's just some random dude, then
so hear me out. Maybe he was just taking credit for it, but realistically, because they were kissing cousins, it was going to happen either way. I mean, look at Luke and Leia. They had that connection, maybe not quite as strong, but.
So you still are saying that Rey is an offspring of Luke Skywalker?
Technically, she's a offspring. Yeah, she's a part of the Skywalker bloodline because Palpatine did his little force diddly do and made Anakin a baby.
That is safe. I'm sorry, that is safe. That is completely safe. If you're saying that my granddad, wait, it would be Grandma? I don't even know how this is, but if the spirit was like,
yeah.
So the idea of Anakin was the Jesus idea, was that it was immaculate conception.
Right.
That Palpatine used the Force to impregnate her with Anakin. That's why he was supposed to be the chosen one. And so if that's the case, and his son is Rey's dad, that makes him the grandpa of both her and Kylo.
I have to assume that there's none of his genetic material. Yeah, I gotta go with Jarmar on this one.
I feel like that's safe.
In Game of Thrones, they were all about brother and sister. So this is.
I'm sorry. The first Star Wars movie has brother and sister kiss.
Yeah, we all.
But they didn't know.
Okay, again.
Either do Kylo and Rey.
Hey, listen. Again, people want to pretend that all these problems are Disney's fault, and George Lucas didn't have this. No, he never intended for them to be brother and sister. The whole last trilogy was supposed to be about his sister, and it was never Leia.
Mm-hmm.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah. Jake says, but there's no penetration, so it's safe.
Yeah, there's not. You're just penetrating the womb.
No, he's talking. I think he's talking about Kylo and Rey. There was no penetration, so.
Oh yeah, there was. They just kissed.
Yeah, the kissing cousins thing is okay.
I'm pretty sure that Rudy Giuliani is married to his cousin, so.
Yeah, I think he is.
Kylo Ren's cousin?
No, his own cousin.
Ren's cousin, yeah. You know what's hilarious? Speaking of, so I've been watching Droids on Disney Plus, and it's been a while since I've watched it. And there was a couple of things. One was, so you remember in Phantom Menace, it was the Boonta Eve pod race. So in the first Boonta Eve, so the pod race is the pod race that they do, the big
I didn't realize it had a real name. I thought it was just the pod races.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I think that's where you were losing us, is the fact that you used a fancy name. We're both like, what?
Well, that in Droids, they were racing the team at a spaceship. They were racing in the Bunta Speeder Race. So this is 1985, and Phantom Menace came out in 1999. And then in one of the stories, they were riding in this circular vehicle that if you just they had two cockpits on either side. If you take the one off, it's General Grievous's wheel thing that he rode. And then this whole next section that I'm watching now, the bad guy is Kylo Ren. It looks nothing like him. It's in fact not a Force user at all, but still it's Kylo Ren. Yeah. Interesting.
It's funny
because it sounds like someone with a different accent saying the name. You're like Kylo Ren.
So basically, what you're telling me is they're just recycling old shit that they don't accept as canon anymore. And
because George Lucas did the same thing. Like if you look at the very first, like one of the early screenplays for Star Wars, it was Jedi Windu and the Journal of the Wills, and it took place on Utapau and all this shit, and all these names got recycled and just put elsewhere. So even he did that.
Yeah, and he even recycled old Doctor Who costumes for bounty hunters.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Yeah, Bosk. The character Bosk is wearing like an outfit from a Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, they're like, we just need some aliens, and they're like, all right, let's dig around in some old studio stuff. And they're like, oh, look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Now I kind of want to see one of those. Is it Exterminate? No.
The Daleks.
Yeah, I'd like to see a Dalek just randomly in Star Wars.
I'm surprised they had one as like a trash can somewhere, to be honest.
I'm surprised too.
Or even in like in the compactor scene in the new movie. I'm surprised they didn't have something like that.
Yeah. That would just be funny.
All right. Well,
that was a good pregnant pause right there.
Well, I was sitting there. I'm like, man, we really went off the rails with this one again, just like last week.
We did. I don't even know. Did you finish showing everything?
Yeah, I didn't. That was it.
I felt like we started a conversation right after you said something.
Right, he was like, and that's it. And they're like, all right, let's talk about Star Wars. And kissing cousins. But that's gonna be it for this week's Onlyfigs.
Kissing cousins.
Can't wait to hear what this podcast is going to be. As always, make sure to follow us here on Twitch. And, of course, head over to youtube.com/Modern Toy Fair for weekly reviews and our weekly podcasts, top 10 lists, Smash or Pass, all sorts of fun stuff. So go check that out. And if you're watching this on YouTube, if you want to be part of the conversation, make sure to show up here live 10 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday nights. So ish, depending on when Jarmar decides I should clock in. And of course, go follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Modern Toy Fair. I'm sorry, this whole like being the Hulk thing is bothering me, so I'm just gonna hold this next to my face for the remainder of the closing, so I look normal. So yeah, make sure to follow us on all of the social medias. Check out Jarmar_games on Twitch, where occasionally, once in a blue moon, he'll stream.
When I clock in.
Yeah, when he clocks in. Check out the Why Are You a Gamer podcast on all major podcast platforms. Go check out his YouTube channel. Maybe one day he'll put season 1 up there. Nate, what you got for us this week?
We got a new podcast coming out this week. It's called Family Planning. And what happens is that you send in your dating scenario, whether it be familial or not. And Jarmar and I will review it and tell you whether or not it's okay.
It's safe.
It's safe.
All right. On that note, hopefully we'll see you next week. Same toy time, same toy fair channel. Thank you for watching. All right. Well, on that note,
yeah, we're still here.
Yeah. So since we've been going for much longer than we usually do, talking about literally nothing of figure related stuff. I apologize if you're still sticking around.
Adjacent.
I honestly might edit this episode down for YouTube.
Cut out
I might cut out the hour in between where Nate's like, here's my final purchase, and we talk about movies and TV. Because while some of it is gold and a lot of fun, the algorithm's already not kind to us on YouTube. I don't know if
save that for the live viewers. You missed out if you didn't.
Well, here's what I'll say. If you want to hear us ramble for an hour about Dragon Ball Z, the CW DC universe, how great Tom Cavanaugh is, and how he has a podcast now that came back.
Don't forget Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, and I can't remember what else. No, that will still be in it. You go over to twitch.tv/Modern Toy Fair and watch it VOD, because I'm going to cut this down because, one, an hour and a half video is going to take forever to upload and to export.
I don't blame you.
And two, y'all don't fucking watch this show on YouTube anyway, so why am I going to fucking ruin our analytics and it be like, oh, only 5% of the viewers are actually watching the full hour and a half, and I'm like, oh, well, now we're going to have to fight to get back up in them rankings. So yeah, if you want the whole experience, go to twitch.tv/Modern Toy Fair. Otherwise, please make sure to follow us here on Twitch. Please go and subscribe and like our videos on youtube.com/Modern Toy Fair. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Modern Toy Fair. Check Jarmar out, twitch.tv/Jarmar_games. Go and check out his YouTube channel. I don't know what you're doing. You doing the YMCA?
No, I was pointing to the links.
There's no links. There's never any links. I mean, if you're on YouTube, there's links in the description below for all of this.
Click right here.
It's down below. There you go. That's closer. Yeah.
Click down here.
Yeah. Click there. Check out Jamar's YouTube channel, Why You Gamer. Got some clips of some video games, and maybe eventually we'll put season 1 of Why You Gamer on there. Nate, what you got for us?
I got nothing. We're stretching it. We're pushing it. I guess maybe I'll tune into my Dragon Ball Z. My Prince. Check out my Prince.
I just like that we've exhausted the gas tank that is Nate.
Yeah.
That is true. We've been definitely marathoning that.
Yeah. I was thinking it's gonna be an early night.
I did too, and then Jake actually showed up, and then we started talking.
Were like, I don't have shit.
Hey, I have my little Matchbox Jurassic Park car.
Yeah.
All it took was the one mention of Dragon Ball Z.
Right? All it took was
good for another hour discussion.
Jamar mentioned he was watching it and brought up sub versus dub, and Nate went from fucking 6 to midnight and was ready to go.
It was a good discussion. But until next time.
Yes. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thanks for watching.
Wait. I started laughing because I didn't realize you were actually doing an outro.